In this video, we will take the website project we begin at the start of this section and bring it to completion. We will put into practice all the concepts that we have learned so far and apply them to this website. You can download the files for this project from the video's description. Now let's open Visual Studio Code so that we can start adding styles to our website. In order to open this folder in VS Code, you just need to go to your project folder where you downloaded this file and then right click, and here we have an option to open with code. Just click on it, then your project will be opened in VS Code. Now I have already opened my project in VS Code. On this screen you can see on this side we can write our CSS code, and here in this browser we can check which styles we are applying and we can check our website live. So first of all we need to run our live server that we can run by using this go live button at the bottom of VS Code. Just click on this button, and if this go live button on your VS Code is not showing, then just please download the live server extension from this extension tab like this. Just search here for your extension which is live server. Just search like that and you can easily install that extension from here by clicking the install button from this tab. And after that you can see that go live button at the bottom right corner of your VS Code. So to run this, just click on this go live button, and now you can see our website is live on this port which is 5500, and we can see the preview of our website in this web browser. Now here I am going to apply the CSS styles, and I want you to follow along so you can get some practice. Now the first thing that I want to apply is to apply some reset properties for padding and margin. Now if I inspect any element from here, because by default these elements that you are seeing right now on our web page have some default margin and padding, and I just want to reset to 0 because after that we can apply our own margin and padding to these elements. Now in order to show you that these elements already have some margin and padding, I just need to inspect. If I click on this body element, you can see we have by default 8 pixels of margin that this body element have, and like this we have other elements that have by default some padding and margin. So first of all I want to reset this padding and margin to 0, and we can do this easily by selecting these elements one by one, like body, then h1, then h2, and then h3, and then our paragraph element. And I am setting margin 0 and padding 0 for all of these elements like this, so that we can apply our own padding and margin as desired. Now after this I want to select the body element, so I can add font family to this, and here I am using the font family property, and the font I want to use is simple Arial like this, and then sans serif. Now by doing this, all the elements in this body tag will inherit this font family. And now after this I want to style this header element, and in this header element we have few other elements nested inside it. We have this nav element, and in this nav element we have a div, and in this div we have this heading element, and we have some hyperlinks in this UL element. So first I want to select this element which is header, which I can select by using its tag name and then curly braces like this. Now after this I just want to change the background color of this to this black color. Now after applying this color you just need to hit Ctrl+S from your keyboard. So after hitting Ctrl+S, you can see the changes that you make in your CSS file in your web browser. Now every time when you change something in your file It's very important to save that file immediately. And it's important because of two reasons. First reason is to see that effect in your browser window. And now the second reason to save your code is because it's possible that your computer could unexpectedly shut down, potentially causing all your hard work to be lost. So every time you make changes in this file, please press Ctrl+S to save your progress. And now you can see after changing the background color of this header element, and now our text is not looking good. Now I want to change the color of my text to white so it can look better, like this. And by doing this you can see now our heading is in white color. Now here you can ask that you are changing the color of this header element, then why the color of this heading is changed. And this is true, that header is a different element and in our header we have this heading. So this is changed because of inheritance. Because these elements inherit the properties from their parent, as we learned in the last lecture. And if I inspect this element, I can show you that this is inheriting this color from this header element. Now here you can see this inherited from header. Now here our heading element is selected. Now here in this styles tab you can see that this color white is inherited from header element. So this is called inheritance, that element can inherit properties from their parents, and here the parent of this heading element is this header. So that is why this is working. Now after this, the next element that I want to style is this div element which have this class of header container. I want you to copy the class name from here, and as you know, to style the element that have a specific class, we can select that element by using dot, and then after this dot we just need to put the name of our class like this. And now in here we are going to add some styles to this header container, and here we can see this is the whole container that we have, and in this we have heading and this UL in which we have our links. So we can center these elements that are in this div by just using text align property, text align center. Now after applying this property, just hit Ctrl+S, and now you can see our text is now centered in this container. And this is how we can center any text that is inside any container like this div or any other container like this nav or header by using this text align property. And now all these styles that we are using here, we can also see these in our developer tools. Now here I am selecting this header container element, and you can see we have this text align center property is applied to our header element. And here in your CSS file you can also see this exact styles right here. Now after this I want to add some padding in this nav element to make this looks better. So select that nav element. Now here I am adding some padding of 1 rem to this nav element. Now by doing this we have some space between these links and this heading element. And now after applying the padding to this nav element, I want to style these links element that is in this UL, because for now you can see these links are not looking good. First we need to remove these dots, and then we need to change the color of these links, and we also remove these underlines from these links. Now first thing first, we need to select these elements. Now you can see these links are in this UL tag. Now we can select these allies using combinated selectors like this UL. Then in this UL we have these allies. We are saying that select those ally elements that are in this UL. This is how we can use combinator selector as we learned previously. And now here first thing that I want is to remove these bullet point from these allies, and we can remove these by using list style, and then we are setting this to none like this. Now you can see these bullet points are now gone, And now the second thing that I want to change is to change the alignment of these links. I want to make these links horizontally aligned. Now how we can apply this using code? Now you can see here these links are in this UL tag. And one more thing you can see here, these li elements are children of this UL element. And now what I am going to do is to change the inner display property of this UL, and I am changing this to flex. And by simply doing this, you can see now our links are horizontally aligned. But wait, here is some problem that these links are too close to one another. So the second thing that we need to do is to create some space between these links. So how we can achieve this? We can achieve this easily by applying margin left to each of these li elements. And here our li element is already selected. Now here we can add our margin left like this, and I am using here 1 rem of margin left. And now you can see we have some space between all of these links. Now if we want to create more space, we can add more margin to left of each li element like this. Now after this, I want to select this link element which is inside of this li element. So how we can select this element? And we can select these elements by using the combinator selector. Like here we have first of all ul, then we have this li, and then a. Now here we will do the same thing. First we need to select ul, then in this we have li, and in that li we have our link element. And this is how we can select this element. And after selecting, we need to apply some styles. Now first we need to change the font color of these links, and also I want to remove these underlines. Now in order to remove these lines, I am using text decoration property, and I am setting its value to none like this. And now I am going to save this file so you can see the changes on our screen, and our underlines are now gone. Now after this, the second thing that I want is to change the text color of these links element, because these links element had not inherited the properties from its parent. So we need to add these properties manually. So to change the color, we just need to use color property and then simply set this property to white, and then save your file like this. And now you can see our links are in white color, and also here our heading is in white color. And now this looks good to me. Now after changing the text decoration and color to white, I want to center these heading element in this container. Previously I just used this display flex property, but we have one more property through which we can center any element in a container. And the property that I am going to use to center these links into our UL container is justify content, and then I am setting its value to center like this. And now I am saving the file. Now our elements are centered, but here is some issue that these are not exactly in the center. Now we can inspect this issue by using our dev tool, that why these links element are not exactly in the center, like this code Geeks heading. So if I hover to our UL element, we can see on the left side we have some padding already applied. So we need to get rid of that padding so the content of our container becomes center. So here in developer tool, if you see, we have this 40 pixel of padding on the left side of this UL element, which is represented by green color, as you can see on our screen. So to remove padding, we just need to use our padding property, and then I am setting it to 0 like this. And now you can see our links are perfectly centered. Now the first section, that is this header element, have now completed. And now I am going to style this container element. We have this container class in our different elements. So I just need to add some style to this container class. just copying its name from here and pasting it into my CSS file like this. Right now you can see all the elements in which we have this about me section, portfolio and contact me section have no space on the left side, and I just want to add this space by using our padding property. And now I just want to add 20 pixels of margin on left, right and bottom and top like this, and I am just saving the file. So after applying this padding, our layout now looks better. And now after this, I want to style and change the background color of this about section. And in this about section we have this about me heading and a simple paragraph. And now I am copying the ID of this about section. And after that, because this is ID, so we need to use hash symbol. And after that I have just pasted the name of our ID. Now here I just want to change the background color of this about section, and I am setting this to hashtag F5 F5 and F5 like this. And here we also need some padding on our top and bottom. So to add padding top and bottom, we can use padding property, and here the first value is for top and bottom, and I am setting its value to 40 pixel like this. And if I leave like this, this will add the padding on all the four sides of this about section, and I need just for top and bottom. So for left and right I am setting it to 0. Now we have the padding of 40 pixel on our top and bottom, and if you want you can inspect and check this padding in your Chrome developer tool. Like here is our about section, and here we can see we have padding of 40 pixel for top and bottom, and we can also see this padding right here. Now after this I want to add some style to this portfolio section. Now we can also select this by using the ID name of this portfolio section. I am just copying its name, and now I am just pasting our ID name in our CSS file. And the first thing that I want to do for this portfolio section is to add some padding at the top and bottom of this section. So to add this padding, we just need to use padding property and then just setting the first value to 40 pixel, and for left and right I am setting it to 0 like this. And now I want to style this portfolio items, and we have two elements that have these portfolio item class. So we can simply use this class name, and then we can select both of them, and we can add style whatever we want. So just copying the name of portfolio item, and then I am pasting this name in our CSS file. Now here for this portfolio item, first thing that I am going to apply is to change the text align property to center our text like this. And now the second thing that we need to do here is to add some space between these two elements, and we can add space by using simply our margin bottom property. And now here I am using this property, and I am setting this to 40 pixel like this. And now we have some space here between these two elements. Now because this is our portfolio section, we also need some images to show here. So we have images in our image folder, and then we have these two images, and the name of these images are image 2 and image 3. Now here I am selecting my images, these are in image folder, and then we have our image 2, and here we have our image 3. Now here you can see the size of our images are too big. Now to change the size of these images, we need to select these images, and now these images are in this div element. So we can select this by using the class name, which is the dot portfolio item, and then we can say we have image in this div. Now here I am selecting this div, and I am saying select the image that is in this div which have the class of portfolio item. And now we can change the width and height of our image. And now I think that it's better to use max width property instead of just using width. And here I am using rem unit not pixels. And here, just in case if you don't know how much pixel is equal to RAM, then here 1 RAM is equal to 16 pixels. Now after setting the width, I want to add some top and bottom margin for this image element. And now here I am using 2 RAM of top and bottom margin to give some space at top and bottom of this image. Now the third thing that I want to apply is to change the border radius of this image. Right now the edges of this image looks too sharp, but I like rounded corners. So to make these corners rounded, we need to use border radius property, and then I am setting it to 12 pixels. And now you can see we have rounded corner on our image. And one more thing I want to add to this image is to add a box shadow. So we can add box shadow by using box shadow property, and then here we have different values. And now for giving black shade around this image, I am using this box shadow property, and we will learn more about this property in later videos. And now after this, I want to add some space between this heading and this paragraph. So first I need to select this heading element, and here we can select this by first selecting this portfolio item, and then in this portfolio we have this H3 heading. So I am selecting this here. We have this portfolio item, and then in this we have our H3 element. And here I am just adding margin bottom of 2 RAM like this. And now we have some space between this heading and this paragraph. And now after this we have just these two sections left, which is this footer and this contact me section. And now we are going to applying styles to these sections. Now here first we need to select this by using its ID. I am just copying its ID, and then I am pasting its ID into our CSS file. And now for this section, first thing that I want to do is to change the background color like this to this hashtag 333. And now you can see we need to change the text that is used in this section, because now this text is in black color. So we can change the text color by using our color property, and we are setting the value to white like this. Now after this we just need to add some padding inside this section, but we are just going to use padding top and bottom like this. And after this I just want to center the text that is in this section, and which we can set by using text align property and setting its value to center like this. Now the second problem is that this heading and this paragraph are too close to each other, so we need some space between them. So we can do this by just selecting this heading and giving that heading a padding bottom. So this heading is in this container, so we just need to select this container, and from here we just have to select our H2 element like this. And here I am just using margin bottom. I am setting its value to 1.5 RAM, and now it's looking better. And now after this I just want to change the color of this link. So in order to change this, first we need to select this element, and this element is in this container. So just like before, we will select this container, and then we can easily select this A element. So first we need to select our container, and then in this container we have our A element. And now first thing that I want to do is to get rid of this underline, and we can do this by using our text decoration, and then we can set it to none. And after that, the last thing that I want to do is to change its color. And now we have successfully finished the styling of our contact section, and now we have the last section, which is this footer. And now to style our footer element, we just need to select our footer element and now here I just want to change the background color to that same color, which is hashtag 333, and then I am changing its font to white, and I am adding some top and bottom padding to this section, which is of 20 pixel For top and bottom and for left and right, I am setting it to 0. And at last, I just need to center the text that is inside this footer. We can simply center, as you know, by using text align center like this. Congratulations! Now we have successfully completed the styling of our first website, and I trust that you have gained valuable insights from this video tutorial. Remember, web design is a continuous learning journey, so keep exploring and enhancing your skills to create even more impressive websites in the future. And now that's it for today's video. We will dive into a deeper exploration of CSS properties. So stay tuned for an exciting journey of expanding your CSS knowledge and enhancing your web design skills. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join this exciting web development journey with us. And if you have any questions or suggestions, you can put those in the comment section below. Until next time, keep coding and keep creating. I will see you in the next video.